Welcome to today's journey into American numismatic history, where we uncover the fascinating story behind the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter, a coin that not only carries a legacy of Arkansas statehood in 1836, but also beautifully showcases its natural treasures, rich agriculture, and cultural heritage. Top 5, let's get the satire first up. The 2003 Arkansas Quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's popular 50 State Quarters program, 1999 to 2008, a series that honored each state with a unique reverse design while keeping George Washington on the obverse. The Arkansas coin was one of 5 state quarters released in 2003 and is formally listed by the U.S. Mint among its circulating commemorative issues. The state quarters program changed how many Americans interacted with pocket change. Suddenly, everyday coins were tiny history lessons and collecting boomed. The Arkansas Quarter was officially released in 2003 as the 25th state entry in the program. The Mint lists its release date and program placement on its site. The coin production included both circulating business strikes, Philadelphia and Denver mints, and proof examples struck for collectors. Because it circulated widely and was issued in high numbers, most examples seen in pocket change are common, while pristine mint state and proof pieces still attract collector interest. Arkansas itself was admitted to the Union in 1836, an essential historical anchor print on the coin, and that date helps explain the state imagery chosen for the reverse. The territory's path from French Louisiana possession through territorial status to full statehood in 1836 is part of the short captioning and symbolism the coin needed to capture. Many state quarters pair a founding or admission date with imagery summarizing local identity. Arkansas's designers used that same approach. The coin's reverse stateside groups 3 distinct symbols of Arkansas: rice stalks, a faceted diamond, and a mallard duck in flight above a lake. Those elements were selected to represent Arkansas's agriculture, rice, its unique geology and tourism draw, the only public diamond-bearing site in the U.S., Crater of Diamond State Park, and its abundant waterfowl and wetlands which matter to hunters and naturalists. The composition intentionally mixes industry, natural resources, and recreation. The diamond on the reverse is large and central, a visual shorthand for Crater of Diamond State Park, near Murfreesboro, the only place in the United States where the public can search for real diamonds in a state park setting. The park's presence and Arkansas's identity made the diamond an obvious focal point for the commemorative design. It reads immediately to both residents and many visitors. That visual cue helps set the Arkansas Quarter apart from other state designs that emphasize mountains, buildings, or historical figures. The rice stalks on the left reflect an economic reality. Arkansas is a major rice producer in the United States, especially in the Arkansas Delta and surrounding lowlands. Rice farming shaped local communities, technology, and trade in the region for more than a century, so its inclusion is both agricultural recognition and cultural shorthand. Paired with a duck in the water at the bottom of the scene, the reverse evokes the delta and wetland environments where rice fields and waterfowl intersect. The mallard duck flying to right, above a stylized body of water, pictures Arkansas's plentiful lakes, rivers, and wetlands, and nods to hunting and outdoor recreation traditions that remain part of state life. Waterfowl hunting, wildlife refuges, and migratory flyways are meaningful to many Arkansans, and the duck symbol works as both a natural history emblem and a tourism-friendly image. Together with the rice stalks and diamond, the duck helps the design tell an immediate 3-part story. The reverse design was the work of a state-submitted concept refined through the U.S. Mint's design process. According to reference guides, the reverse was designed by Dorothy Scott and engraved or sculpted into a master hub by John Mercani, a well-known sculptor-engraver of the Mint. The collaborative Mint process, state advisory input, artistic translation, sculpting, and approval, produced a final artwork placed on millions of coins. On the obverse head side, the coin retains a long-standing portrait of George Washington, a profile that the Mint used across the entire state quarters program. The obverse inscriptions follow the standard: United States of America, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and $quarter, plus the Mint mark when applicable. The continuity of Washington's portrait helped the public immediately recognize these as circulating U.S. quarters, while the reverse allowed each state to speak. Mintage figures for the 2003 Arkansas Quarter are large. Hundreds of millions of pieces were struck for circulation by the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints with additional proof S coins for sets. High mintage means circulation examples are common at face value, but collector interest still centers on perfect condition examples, mint errors, and low mintage special releases like proof sets. Websites and price guides list specific strike counts for each mint and issue business strike versus proof, which collectors consult when valuing coins. Because so many Arkansas quarters were produced, most collectors focus on condition, grades like MS65, MS70, and any surviving die varieties or striking anomalies when hunting for premium pieces. Error coins, off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can command interest beyond the standard market if they are well documented and attractive. For everyday collectors, the Arkansas quarter usually serves as a pocket history piece. For specialists, it offers avenues for deeper research into minting runs and die studies. The broader cultural context of the coin's release is worth noting. In the early 2000s, the state quarters program rekindled a national interest in coin collecting. Programs like this became popular classroom tools, tourism boosters, and conversation starters at family tables and coin shows. Arkansas's design ties into that trend by packaging geography, agriculture, and a tourist attraction into a single small object that circulated nationwide, a walking billboard for state pride. Numismatic value for the average circulated Arkansas quarter remains close to face value, but uncirculated and proof coins, plus specialty mint sets, hold modest premiums. Graded proof examples and high-grade business strike coins can be worth several dollars or more to collectors, while rare errors or specimens with exceptional luster or strike quality fetch higher prices. Online marketplaces, auctions, and coin dealer lists provide current valuations and are the place to check for up-to-the-minute price guides. The coin also serves as a concise visual summary of Arkansas's identity for those who might never visit. The diamond tells a geology and a unique park. The rice speaks to agriculture and labor history. And the duck suggests wetlands and outdoor culture. This is precisely the appeal of state quarters. They distill a state into a few evocative symbols. For Arkansans, the design is both recognition and a small civic emblem that fits in a coin pocket. Collectors who want to build a complete set often seek the Arkansas quarter in several formats: circulated business strike, P&D, mint sets proof S, and special uncirculated versions sold directly by the mint. Many also. Next up, the 2014 RiCh's National Park Quarter is part of the United States Mint America The Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010 and ran through 2021. This program celebrated the natural beauty, history, and heritage of America by releasing 5 different quarters each year, each depicting a national park or historic site. The RiCh's quarter represents Utah, and it was the 3rd quarter released in 2014. Collectors and investors were excited about this issue, not only because of its design, but also because of the connection to one of the most iconic landscapes in the American West. RiCh's National Park, located in eastern Utah near the town of Moab, is world famous for its dramatic natural sandstone arches. The park is home to over 2,000 natural stone arch formations, the highest concentration in the world. Among them, Delicate Arch is the most recognized and beloved, symbolizing Utah's rugged beauty. It is this arch that the U.S. Mint chose to feature on the quarter, instantly making the coin stand out to both collectors and the general public. The coin was officially released on June 9, 2014. The obverse of the 2014 RiCh's quarter carries the standard portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and used on quarters since 1932. The inscriptions include United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar. This obverse design remained consistent throughout the America the Beautiful series, providing uniformity while allowing the reverse to highlight unique American landmarks. The reverse of the RiCh's quarter was designed by Donna Weaver and sculpted by Charles L. Vickers. It features Delicate Arch, the natural stone wonder that has become a symbol of Utah. In the background, the La Salle Mountains rise, providing a dramatic setting that emphasizes the arch's elegance and isolation. Inscriptions include Arches, Utah, 2014, and E Pluribus Unum. This imagery captured the natural beauty of the park and the broader American landscape. The circulation strikes of the 2014 RiCh's quarter were produced at the Philadelphia Mint P Mint mark and the Denver Mint D Mint mark. Additionally, proof versions and collector issues were struck at the San Francisco Mint, S-Mint mark. Beyond the standard clad composition coins for circulation, the U.S. Mint also produced 90% silver proof versions, which are highly desirable among coin collectors and silver investors. The silver versions of the RiCh quarter were part of the Beautiful Quarters silver proof set, containing all the quarters of that year struck in 90% silver. These proof coins are specially made for collectors, with sharp details, mirrored backgrounds, and frosted designs. Because they contain silver, they carry both numismatic and bullion value, appealing to investors who view silver quarters as a way to preserve wealth. One of the interesting aspects of this quarter is how it connects to Utah's identity. The delicate arch not only appears on this coin, but also famously features on Utah license plates and postage stamps. By placing on the quarter, the U.S. Mint honored both a natural wonder and a symbol deeply tied to the state's cultural pride. Collectors in Utah, as well as those who have visited RiCh National Park, often prize this coin as a keepsake. Mintage figures show that the 2014 RiCh quarter was produced in the hundreds of millions, making it readily available in circulation. However, higher-grade coins in Mint State 67 or above can command premium prices among collectors. The silver-proof versions, being limited in number and made for collectors, are significantly more valuable than regular clad circulation strikes. For those interested in selling silver quarters, the RiCh National Park 2014 silver quarter holds appeal because of its precious metal content. Each silver quarter contains about 0.1808 troy ounces of silver. Its base value therefore depends on the current spot price of silver. For example, if silver is priced at $25 per ounce, the melt value of a single silver quarter is roughly $4.50. Collectors, however, often pay more than melt value for proof issues in good condition. Silver quarters are popular among investors who want small, divisible silver holdings. Unlike silver bars or rounds, silver quarters carry both bullion value and historical significance, since they are official U.S. Mint coins. The 2014 RiCh silver proof quarter, being a modern coin, is easy to verify for authenticity and is often sold in official U.S. Mint packaging, which boosts collector confidence. Selling silver quarters can be done in several ways: through coin shops, bullion dealers, online auctions, and private collectors. Local coin shops often pay close to melt value, while collectors may pay a premium for proof issues or high-grade certified examples. Online platforms like eBay often fetch higher prices, especially if the coin is graded by PCGS or NGC. The value of silver quarters like the 2014 RiCh's can fluctuate depending on two main factors: the bullion price of silver and numismatic demand. When silver prices rise, even modern silver quarters see an increase in value. At the same time, demand from collectors who want complete the Beautiful Quarter sets adds to the price, especially for silver proofs in original government packaging. Another important aspect of selling silver quarters is recognizing that condition matters. A raw, circulated silver quarter may bring only its melt value, but a graded PF70 Ultra Cameo or PR70 Deep Cameo silver proof coin can sell for a significant premium, sometimes fetching dozens of dollars depending on collector interest. The RiCh quarter, being a relatively recent issue, still sees interest in top-graded specimens. The 2014 RiCh quarter also carries historical importance within the broader the Beautiful program. As the 23rd release out of 56 coins, it sits at the halfway mark of the series. This gives a unique position for collectors working to build complete sets, and complete sets always attract strong demand in the coin market. As such, selling RiCh silver quarters can sometimes be more profitable when included as part of a full proof set. In addition to proof versions, the U.S. Mint also struck a large 5-ounce silver bullion version of the RiCh's design, part of the Beautiful 5-ounce silver uncirculated coin series. These massive coins contain 5 ounces of silver and share the same design as a quarter, but in a much larger format. Collectors often pair the regular silver quarter with the 5-ounce version, which can command substantial premiums. In conclusion, The 2014 RiCh's National Park Quarter is not just a piece of small change, but a celebration of Utah's most famous natural landmark. Whether in circulation strike, silver proof, or 5-ounce bullion form, this coin captures the spirit of America's landscapes while offering value to both collectors and investors. Selling silver quarters like the RiCh's can be profitable, especially when silver prices rise or when collectors seek pristine examples for their sets. This combination of artistry, symbolism, and silver content ensures the 2014 RiCh's quarter will remain an attractive coin for years to come. Next up, the 2015 $quarter Kisatchie National Forest coin is part of the United States Mint America The Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 through 2021. This program was designed to honor national parks, forests, and historic sites across the nation, much like the 50 State Quarters program that had concluded in 2008. The Kisatchie Quarter specifically represents the state of Louisiana and was the second quarter released in 2015, making it the 27th coin overall in the celebrated series. Louisiana's Kisatchie National Forest is one of the most ecologically diverse forests in the southern United States. The U.S. Mint selected it to highlight Louisiana's contribution to America's natural heritage. The quarter was officially released on April 13, 2015, with a ceremonial launch event held in Alexandria, Louisiana, not far from the forest itself. The public release events for America, the Beautiful Quarters, often included coin exchanges and educational presentations about the site. The obverse front side of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This portrait was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 for the Washington Quarter's introduction, commemorating the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The obverse design remains largely unchanged across all quarters, though it has undergone minor refinements to its details and finish over the years. The reverse back side of the 2015 Kisatchie Quarter is where its uniqueness truly shines. It depicts a wild turkey in flight, soaring gracefully above longleaf pine trees, symbolizing both the abundant wildlife and the forest's vast ecosystem. The image was designed by Susan Gamble, an artist of the U.S. Mint's Artistic Infusion program, and sculpted by Joseph Mena, a U.S. Mint engraver. This design captures the wild and free spirit of Louisiana's natural landscapes. The wild turkey was chosen as the central figure because of its deep significance to Louisiana's wildlife. Once nearly driven to extinction due to overhunting and habitat destruction, wild turkeys were successfully restored in Louisiana through conservation programs. Their presence in Kisatchie Forest is a living testament to the success of American wildlife management and environmental preservation efforts. Kisatchie National Forest itself covers over 600,000 acres across central and northern Louisiana. It is the state's only national forest and contains pine-covered ridges, hardwood bottoms, and diverse ecosystems supporting deer, turkeys, squirrels, foxes, and even endangered species. By featuring Kisatchie on the quarter, the U.S. Mint not only celebrated Louisiana's natural beauty, but also brought attention to conservation and outdoor recreation opportunities within the state. The inscriptions on the reverse design are Kisatchie, Louisiana, 2015, and the traditional E Pluribus Unum. Together, these mark the coin's commemorative purpose, the state it represents, and the year of issue. Collectors often look for these inscriptions, as each America the Beautiful coin shares a similar template, but uniquely identifies the honored site and state. The coin was minted at several facilities, but the 2015 D quarter specifically refers to coins struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark on the obverse. Denver is one of the primary U.S. Mint facilities responsible for circulating coinage. Other mint marks for this design include P for Philadelphia, S for San Francisco, both proof and circulation quality, and occasionally silver proof struck in San Francisco. The Denver minted 2015 Kisatchie quarters entered circulation in Louisiana and across the nation, meaning everyday Americans could encounter them in their pocket change. However, collectors were quick to gather them, as America the Beautiful quarters were often produced in lower numbers than the 50 state quarters. This created interest among numismatists and casual collectors alike. The quarter specifications are consistent with other Washington quarters. It has a copper-nickel-clad composition, weighing 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a reeded edge. Special proof versions were struck in both clad and 90% silver, appealing to collectors who preferred higher quality finishes or precious metal content. One notable aspect of the Kisatchie quarter is the sense of motion and freedom depicted by the turkey in flight. Many America, the beautiful quarters portray static landscapes, historic buildings, or symbolic figures. The Kisatchie design, by contrast, emphasizes dynamic wildlife, making it visually striking and memorable among the series. The Kisatchie quarter was released alongside other 2015 quarters honoring Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, Blue Ridge Parkway, North Carolina, Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge, Delaware, and Saratoga National Historical Park, New York. Each coin provided a glimpse into America's diverse natural and historical landmarks, with the Kisatchie design representing the wild southern forests. The U.S. Mint also issued special collector sets for the 2015 quarters, including uncirculated coin sets, proof sets, and silver proof sets. These sets were sold directly to collectors and remain popular today. The Kisatchie quarter in high-grade, uncirculated, or proof condition can hold significant value beyond face value, particularly when certified by grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. As with most quarters, the Kisatchie coin is not considered rare in circulation unless it is found in high-grade, uncirculated, or with minting errors. Error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned dies, can sometimes fetch much higher prices in the collector's market. For most collectors, however, the main value lies in assembling a complete set of the beautiful quarters. Beyond numismatics, the Kisatchie quarter serves as an ambassador for Louisiana's only national forest. It encourages people to explore Kisatchie's hiking trails, scenic byways, camping areas, and rich biodiversity. In this way, the coin connects everyday commerce with a deeper appreciation for America's public lands, helping to raise awareness and inspire conservation. In conclusion, the 2015 Kisatchie National Forest Quarter is more than just a piece of currency. It is a tribute to Louisiana's natural heritage, a symbol of wildlife restoration, and a part of one of the U.S. Mint's most ambitious modern coin programs. Whether found in circulation, collected in pristine proof sets, or studied for its artistry, the Kisatchie quarter stands as a lasting reminder of the beauty and diversity of America's landscapes and the importance of preserving them for future generations. Next up, the Minnesota State Quarter was released in 2005 as part of the United States Mint's ambitious 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and continued through 2008. Each state in the Union was honored with its own special quarter, featuring designs that highlight its culture, heritage, or natural beauty. Minnesota became the 32nd state to join the Union in 1858, and thus its commemorative quarter proudly bears the dual date 1858 to 2005 to mark both its statehood and the year of issue. The quarter's obverse, like all coins in the state quarter series, features a traditional portrait of George Washington. This design was originally created by John Flanagan in 1932 for the Washington Quarter. On the Minnesota Quarter, the obverse was slightly modified to include the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar. This standard design ties all the state quarters together while allowing the reverse side to showcase each state's unique identity. The reverse of the Minnesota quarter highlights the state's identity as the land of 10,000 lakes. The design shows a serene natural setting with a large lake surrounded by dense pine forests, a common sight in Minnesota's landscape. On the water, two people can be seen fishing from a boat, emphasizing the state's strong tradition of outdoor recreation, fishing, and its deep connection to its abundant waterways. Another striking element of the reverse design is the presence of a loon, Minnesota's official state bird, which is depicted swimming gracefully across the lake. The common loon is beloved for its haunting calls and its presence in the wild, pristine lakes of the region. Its inclusion on the quarter is a fitting tribute to Minnesota's wildlife and natural heritage, symbolizing the state's efforts to preserve its ecosystems and natural beauty. Behind the loon and the fisherman, a detailed outline of the state of Minnesota appears on the coin's reverse. This map silhouette adds a geographical touch, making the quarter instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with the state's shape. It is one of the few state quarters that included a map outline in the design, further anchoring the artwork to its identity. The words Minnesota and the dates 1858 to 2005 are engraved prominently above the design, reminding collectors and the public of both the year of statehood and the year of coin release. At the bottom, the standard inscription E pluribus unum can be found, which translates to out of many one, symbolizing the unity of the diverse states of the United States. The Minnesota quarter was designed by artist Charles L. Vickers, who successfully captured the essence of the state's natural environment and its culture of outdoor activity. The design was chosen through a statewide competition that invited Minnesotans to submit concepts. After reviewing thousands of suggestions, the final design featuring the loon, map, and outdoor scene was selected for its balance of symbolism and artistry. Minnesota's decision to highlight fishing on its state quarter was intentional. The state has more than 10,000 officially recognized lakes and is famous for fishing, especially for walleye, northern pike, and bass. Fishing is both a pastime and an economic driver in the region, attracting tourists from across the United States. The quarter's imagery celebrates this vital part of Minnesota life. The choice of the loon as a central animal also reflected Minnesotans' pride in their natural world. Loons are not just birds, but a symbol of northern wilderness and tranquility. Their inclusion on the quarter reflects the state's commitment to preserving its wildlife and fostering environmental awareness. It also stands as a reminder of Minnesota's nickname, the North Star State. The Minnesota quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with coins bearing either a P or D mint mark. More than 448 million Minnesota quarters were minted in total, making them widely available in circulation. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are common, though uncirculated and proof specimens are highly sought after by collectors. Special proof versions of the coin were also minted in San Francisco, including both standard clad proofs and 90% silver proofs. These coins were included in collector sets and feature higher quality strikes with mirror-like finishes. The silver-proof versions are especially prized by numismatists and investors due to their silver content, as well as their beauty. The Minnesota quarter gained popularity among collectors and the general public due to its attractive design. The coin reflects not only the state's natural charm, but also the everyday lives of Minnesotans. Unlike some state quarters that emphasize architecture or historical events, Minnesota chose to focus on nature and recreation, making its quarter a favorite among outdoor enthusiasts and coin hobbyists alike. Some die varieties of the Minnesota quarter became famous among collectors, particularly the extra tree variety. On these coins, additional tree-like lines appear near the state's outline, caused by die doubling. These varieties are considered errors and are much rarer than standard strikes, fetching higher prices in the coin market depending on condition and visibility of the doubling. In terms of cultural significance, the Minnesota quarter represents more than just money. It is a small piece of art that captures the state's character in a way that resonates with both residents and outsiders. For Minnesotans, it served as a moment of pride, seeing their landscapes, bird, and traditions immortalized on a circulating coin that traveled across the nation. The release of the Minnesota quarter also helped spark public interest in coin collecting. Many families and individuals who had never collected coins before began saving state quarters as souvenirs or keepsakes. The U.S. Mint estimated that more than half of the U.S. population collected at least part of the state quarter series, making one of the most successful coin programs in American history. Overall, the 2005 Minnesota State Quarter stands as a meaningful tribute to the state's natural environment, outdoor heritage, and cultural identity. With its elegant depiction of lakes, forests, the loon, and fishermen, the coin reflects Minnesota's enduring relationship with nature and community. Today, it continues to be a cherished piece in the broader story of American coinage and remains a favorite among collectors and admirers of U.S. history. Next up, the Georgia State Quarter, released in 1999, is part of the popular 50 State Quarters program launched by the United States Mint. This program was created to honor each state of the Union with a unique quarter design that reflected its heritage, history, and culture. Georgia's coin was the fourth issue in the series and carried a significant weight in the program, Since Georgia was the fourth state admitted to the Union in 1788, for coin collectors and history lovers, this quarter stands as a symbol of the state's unique identity within the United States. The obverse of the Georgia 1999 quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. This obverse remained largely unchanged from the standard Washington quarter, but included inscriptions that identified the state program. Around Washington's portrait, we see the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar. This side maintained continuity with all quarters minted since the early 20th century. The reverse of the Georgia quarter is where the state's identity truly shines. The central design depicts a peach, which is Georgia's official state fruit, and also the nickname of the state, often called the Peach State. The peach is shown surrounded by a border of live oak sprigs, symbolizing Georgia's official state tree. This combination highlights both the agricultural heritage and the natural beauty of the state. Encircling the peach and oak branches is the inscription Wisdom, Justice, Moderation. This phrase is Georgia's state motto and reflects the guiding principles of its government and people. The placement of the motto within the coin's design reinforces Georgia's emphasis on balance, fairness, and thoughtful governance throughout its long history. Another important element on the reverse is the outline of the state of Georgia, which is placed behind the peach and branches. This geographical silhouette ensures that the coin is not only symbolic, but also distinctly identifiable. The inclusion of the state map helped make the design educational and appealing to younger collectors and school children, a key goal of the 50 State Quarters program. The designer of the Georgia State Quarter was T. James Farrell, an engraver for the U.S. Mint. His work combined both cultural and natural elements in a way that celebrated Georgia's agricultural pride, political values, and unique role in the Union. His initials can be found subtly within the design, marking his artistic contribution to American numismatics. The Georgia quarter was struck at 3 different U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, P Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark. The circulation coins came from Philadelphia and Denver, while the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins, both in clad composition and in 90% silver versions for collectors. These variations give collectors multiple options depending on their focus and budget. In terms of mintage, the Georgia State Quarter saw a very large production run. Philadelphia minted over 451 million coins, while Denver produced over 488 million coins, making the total circulation strike more than 939 million coins. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint struck clad proofs and silver proofs in smaller numbers, typically in the millions, mainly for inclusion in annual proof sets. This high mintage means that most Georgia quarters remain common in circulation today. Because of the massive number minted, the Georgia quarter in circulated condition is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples, proof strikes, and silver proof issues can command higher values among collectors. The exact value depends on condition, rarity of errors, and demand within the numismatic community. For collectors seeking pristine examples, mint state MS graded coins are the most desirable. In lower mint state grades like MS 60 to MS 63, the coins may sell for around $1 to $3. In higher grades such as MS 66 or MS 67, values can climb to $15 to $40 or more, depending on market demand. The highest quality coins with superb eye appeal are sought after for registry sets. The proof versions of the Georgia quarter, particularly the 90% silver proofs, carry higher premiums. A typical clad proof might be valued at $2 to $5, while a silver proof can range between $8 to $15 or more, depending on grade and current silver prices. Deep cameo examples certified by grading services can bring an additional value. Error coins from the Georgia quarter can be highly collectible and worth far more than standard issues. Popular errors include off-center strikes, double dies, missing cladding, and wrong planchet strikes. Depending on severity and rarity, such error coins can fetch $50 to several $100s, and in some extreme cases, even higher amounts. Error collectors actively seek out state quarter mistakes. The Georgia quarter also holds value beyond money. It carries cultural and historical significance. As part of the first year of the state quarter program, 1999, it is seen as a trailblazer in modern U.S. coin collecting. Millions of Americans were introduced to coin collecting through this program, and the Georgia design played an important role in sparking that national interest. For residents of Georgia, the quarter is a symbol of pride. It reflects the state's nickname, fruit, tree, motto, and boundaries all in one small coin. This has made the Georgia State Quarter a popular keepsake and educational tool for teachers, families, and local communities. Many collectors remember finding this coin in pocket change during the late 1990s and early 2000s, sparking a lifelong interest in coins. From an investment perspective, while common circulation coins of the Georgia Quarter may never be highly valuable due to their enormous supply, select high-grade mint state coins, silver proofs, and rare errors remain collectible. For collectors focusing on completing a full 50 state quarter set, the Georgia issue is indispensable and adds depth to any U.S. coin collection. In conclusion, the 1999 Georgia quarter dollar is a coin rich in symbolism and history. It embodies the agricultural heritage of the Peach State, the guiding principles of its people, and the geographical shape that defines its place in the Union. While not rare in circulation, its variations, proofs, and potential errors make it an exciting coin for collectors. Its release in the first year of the state quarters program ensures that it will always hold an honored place in American numismatic history.